Good morning, everybody. How in the world are you doing? Well, I'm here with my chicken, and I want to talk to you about something that every cook needs to know how to do. And that is to prepare your chicken from scratch to make your own chicken broth, your own chicken soup, or your own chicken and dumplings, or your own yummy chicken pie. So I'm going to show you today, at request of some people that have been watching my videos. They said, Dana, you've been cooking all this chicken soup and chicken broth for people who have COVID. Show us how you do it. So today I'm going to show you how to do it. You're going to need a chicken, and here's mine. Beautiful chicken, and I'm going to show you what you need to do to get started. First of all, when you're working with chicken like this and you put it in your refrigerator, my advice is to get a dish to put it in and maybe put a paper towel on it just to soak up any juice. You don't want anything running into your refrigerator. So this is how I do mine. I found this old tin pan at the thrift store and I love it. I use it all the time. So anyway, this is what I put my chicken in. So here we go. Let me show you what we do. Now, if you can't remember this, what we do, I'm gonna show you this as well. This, How to Prepare Your Chicken, is in my cookbook. It's on page 30. Now, my cookbook is called Happiness is Homemade, y'all, and you can get it on Amazon. It's on page 30, and this is how my grandmother told me to do it, and I'm gonna tell you how to fix your chicken. Now, in the South, if we need, you know, I'm a Southern mama, I'm from Alabama, and in the South, when we need to know how to do something, like how to cook something, like make a gravy or cornbread or fried chicken, what we do is we call our mother, our nanny, our granny, and we say, next time you cook that, can I come watch you? And they'll say, yeah, come on and watch me. And of course, number one, you get to watch them, and number two, you get to stay and eat. So it's a win-win situation. And I've done that many times and gone and watched them make something so I would know how to do it. They didn't have it written down, but I wrote it down for you. So on page 30 of my book, we can get started working on this chicken. Now, y'all, I'm gonna tell you something, that this homemade broth is divine. And if you have to do the store-bought kind, that's good too, but I'm going to tell y'all this makes a big difference. So let me tell you what we are going to need to do this. We're going to need a chicken. We're going to need some salt. This is my salt cellar. We're going to need a big heavy pan, and this is my Dutch oven right here. Now, when I'm making stuff for people that are sick, what we want to do is try to infuse that broth with as much nutrients as we can. They don't know you've put it in there, but we know we've put it in there. So another thing that I add when somebody's sick and I'm making a heavy-duty broth, I'm going to get me some baby carrots. I'm going to put those in there, and I'm going to get me a few potatoes scrubbed up and put them in there as well. And I'll show you what we do to make the soup later. All right, here we go. Let's get this chicken started. First thing you got to do is get your kitchen shears and open up your chicken. All right, y'all, the reason it's in a pan is there's gonna be some juice that runs out. Don't let it scare you. It's okay. Just make sure, you know, you gotta do good hand washing skills and good keeping your kitchen clean skills when you're dealing with chicken, because y'all know about salmonella. All right, I've cut this off, and the reason this is in a pan is because when I pull this off, I'm just gonna leave this sitting right in my pan. You see, all that dripping is contained. When you've got a fresh chicken like this, as pretty as it is, they hide some little treasures in there for you. So you got to go in the one side where you can get your hand in there and pull out the neck. What else have I got? What have they given me today? Oh, a liver. I've got a really big liver. This is gonna go for me. I'm gonna save this, and I'll make something called dirty rice with it later on. And dirty rice is when you put your liver in your rice and some vegetables and some meat, and it's a really good thing. That'll be a video for later. But anyway, I'm saving this. Let me see if there's anything else in here. Oh yeah, I feel some more. Okay, and I've got a heart, and it looks like a piece of a gizzard. Now y'all, well, I think that's all I got in there, so we're gonna clean that out. All right, let's flip it over to the other side. And this is where the neck was, and you just put your finger down in there, make sure there's nothing. There's nothing in there. Now the next thing we're gonna do And I advise keeping napkins and stuff close by because I don't want to touch this, my faucet, with my chicken fingers. So what I'm going to do is use this to turn my faucet on. And why am I doing this? Because I'm going to wash my chicken. Now, there's a controversy over where you wash your chickens or not, but my nanny did, my mother does, and I'm going to wash my chicken. When I get through, I'll clean up my sink real good, so y'all don't need to worry about me getting salmonella. So anyway, what I'm going to do is wash my chicken inside and out. Just wash it really good. Get that little baby washed. And I know I've told you this story before, but one of my friend's husband is a butcher, and he told her, always wash your meat, so that's what I do. All right, you ready? Now, because I've got a pile of stuff here, I'm gonna reach over, grab some more and put it on top. Then I'm gonna wash my hands real good with soap and lead you on the way. Y'all doing okay today? If you're happy and you know it, instead of clapping your hands, give me a thumbs up. Everybody give me a thumbs up if you're here watching or having a good day. Or like homemade chicken broth. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is plop this little baby right down in the pot. Oh, a lot of hearts and a lot of thumbs up. I'm so glad y'all are with me today. All right, so I'm gonna get this and put it in here, and I've just washed my hands, look at that. So I'll have to wash them again, won't I, people? I'm gonna put this breast side down, the little tail up, in my big Dutch oven. Let me grab another thing here so I won't touch the pot. Well, first I gotta put the water in it, so let's just do that. Now, when you put the water in it, you're gonna wanna go about 1 inch above the chicken, okay? It's no big deal, just go 1 inch above the chicken. When this thing gets through cooking, you're gonna have the tastiest and most wonderful chicken broth, and it makes a difference when somebody's sick and you're trying to help them out. Okay. Moving this up out of here. Boy, it's heavy. Let me move stuff around so you can see what's happening. This stuff will be cleaned up and go in my fridge. I've got the chicken sitting in the water, and now I'm gonna wash my hands one more time because I just touched the chicken. I'll have to put some lotion on later, won't I? All right, I'm so glad to see y'all today. All right, next thing we're gonna do is wash our potatoes. Now, what I'm trying to do with these potatoes and carrots is get more nutrients in there for them. And at the end of this, I'm going to show you how I make the whole soup. So I'm getting these washed up. And you don't have to put a whole lot because we're going to chunk these up kind of small. Okay? And let me grab my knife. Hold on. All right. Got my knife. We're good to go. Now, this is what I do before I cook it. I don't put them in small pieces, I put them in large pieces. So I'm dropping them down in there. And when they're cooking, they're gonna release a lot of these vitamins into this liquid, and it's gonna help your loved one who is sick. And it's gonna taste good too, because later we'll use it as the soup. So I've got about 4 potatoes, and these are those little golden potatoes, and I'm dropping them in there. And why do we want, that's got a bad spot, let me cut that off. Okay, and why do we want to do that? Like I said, to infuse the nutrients into the broth. The next thing we're gonna do is rinse off a handful of these beautiful carrots. You see right here, beautiful baby carrots. And they say they've already been washed and stuff, but let's do it anyway. Drop them in there with it, a couple of handfuls, and any vitamins in those carrots is gonna cook out into that broth. Okay, now if you don't have a whole chicken and want to use leg quarters, you can. I use those a lot. Or thighs, you can do that too. But they had a sale on chicken, and that's the reason I've got this one. Now the next thing we got to do is, one more thing, we got to put some salt in it. Now I'm going to tell you, I put a half a tablespoon in this. If you put more than that, you run the risk of it being too salty. So anyway, I'm going to put half of a tablespoon. in this, and now we're going to put it on the stove. Now my family loves this chicken broth. They do, and when they're sick, I heat up a little cup of it and I hand it to them. If nobody's sick and I have extra time and extra chicken, I make broth and I put it in the freezer. And I pull it out when anybody is getting sick. So that's what I do. And like I said, there's been a few people with COVID around here lately that I've been making some of this for. So y'all, this stuff is good and it's healthy and it'll make them feel better. And a lot of times if you're sick at your stomach, you can still hold down a little broth. All right, what I'm gonna do right now is put this on the stove top. So I'm gonna lean back here and do that. And I'm going to turn this. I'm gonna get this to a boil, and then I'm gonna turn it down and let it simmer for about 45 minutes. So I'm not gonna hold you here while I'm doing that, but I will pop in later today and show you what the status of my chicken is and finish doing this. So this is gonna be a continuous thing today as I cook my chicken. So what am I gonna do in between times when I see you? I'll be doing some laundry. I might do some exercises if I feel good enough, or I may do a Bible reading or do my devotion for the morning. Because you know what I always tell you, the good Lord loves you and I love you too. Now I'll see you in about an hour or so. I'll pop back in and show you what else we're gonna do with this chicken. Okay, love y'all. And listen, y'all put a heart, give a share of my videos, and remember, go to Amazon.com if you want to buy my book. Love you. See you later.